Hi, I'm Britt with Justice for Georgia, and I am with Mr. Ambitious. We're going to be talking about
white guilt. And there's many different ways of expressing yourself and how we feel you could benefit from our advice on how not to be a victim of white guilt.
A victim of white guilt. So pretty much what I hear a lot nowadays is, well, I didn't do it, and why are you guys against me? We're not against you. But the thing is, when it comes to history, in order for this country to heal as a whole, we're gonna have to be honest about the facts that have happened. And if you're uncomfortable with that, it's the truth. As far as Black history goes, it goes all the way back to us being kings and queens, and then it goes to slave trade, and then it goes to slavery, and then it goes to even oppression, and nowadays police brutality and systematic oppression, as well as affordable housing. So when it comes to white guilt, it's kind of like, you don't want to own it, that's fine, that's not who you are, but what are you going to do about it, since you're uncomfortable with your history on how you treated us?
Right, and I don't know how else to explain how deeply rooted this is, other than you have an entire school system designed to indoctrinate people to make you feel comfortable with what you should be responsible for. I don't find any other way to explain it other than just that. I mean, we're still celebrating Christopher Columbus's holiday, despite everybody knowing he was an absolute
And terrible person.
horrible.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. On top of that, we have Black History Month, which is the shortest month of the year. And we try to act like, oh, well, this is what we've been through and we're never going to see that again. Black Lives Matter was our civil rights movement, and it happened in our lifetime. And it's not too far. Still happening.
So why are we still arguing these points? This doesn't make any sense. I mean, even if you want to talk about the reason why civil rights even matters, is because there were people in office who wanted the Supreme Court to have more power than it had. So they took it in their hand and say, let's give Black people the right to fight for civil rights and use that as our platform to take advantage of the civil system in the Supreme Court. Do your research, find out for yourself, and find out whether or not Thurgood Marshall understood this, was in different power circles, and took advantage of it to push forward his fight in the fight for justice. There's no coincidence that he was singled out to be a Supreme Court justice because he understood what they were fighting for. It had nothing to do with civil rights. It had everything to do with the Supreme Court's rights. And he took advantage of that. So us having to play the game so that we could survive, we still had to use white supremacy against ourselves to help ourselves. That is just how serious and how deep this issue is. So many people will say that, we've come a long way. We've made drastic changes and differences, but at what cost? Bill Cosby is in jail to this day for someone saying they might have been taken advantage of. Whereas you have, on the other hand, a woman who clearly said he admitted to lying about a child, passing at her sexually, and then that child being brutally murdered. And she's still not in jail. And she's still not in jail today. How is it possible for someone to say they were responsible for someone else to be murdered, to walk free, and another person who still doesn't have adequate evidence to be serving damn near a life sentence?
But I mean, it's true. We've seen how, as far as Black people go, we are nailed to the cross completely. But when it comes to other cultures, it seems like there's mercy. So, what is white guilt? And how do you know, as a white, as the Family Guy likes to say, how do you know if you are playing in white guilt. Let's tell you. So some of the white guilt that I witness is when people will come to the protest and be like, I can never understand how you feel. I just want to let you know I'm so happy that you're fighting for your justice. It's so good. And then won't sign a petition, won't donate to one of the families that we mentioned, won't even follow the Justice for Georgia Instagram page. To me, that's your guilt talking, because your feet aren't following. It's Mr. Ambitious likes to say, your feet aren't following even though you're saying it. Another example of white guilt is I could be minding my business and then out of nowhere, oh, I love your chocolate skin, you black sister. You are just, I hope you know, you Nubian queen, that you are just amazing and powerful. And I didn't ask you for your compliments, and I speak affirmations over myself. I didn't need you to speak over me to feel like I could have a good day or accept it. All I'm asking for as a black woman is fair, equal justice, and respect. That's it. But what other white guilt stories have you experienced?
For me personally, white guilt comes in one shade. It seems to be a very loud voice towards injustice, but very quiet feet towards moving the fight forward. There have been many people who have said they wanted change and they would like to see change, but when it comes time to do something, you call off the phone, stops working, or so on and so many different examples. And let's be clear, I like to make a difference. There's a difference between white guilt and white shame. You see, shame is connected to how you feel about your race. Now, in truth, there's no such thing as the white race. This is all political, but you identify with a political and a class system that is made to make you take advantage of the fact that your skin tone is a certain color. And you know this. And so since you know this, you're taking advantage of it, but you don't want anyone to know you're taking advantage of it. And that's white shame. And so when it comes time to get rid of the privilege that you have because of the color of your skin, now all of a sudden you don't want to jump in to make a difference. You don't want to get rid of the privilege you have. You don't want to see them suffer. There's a difference. So with guilt, you know something needs to be done. You want to make a change, but you're just not. Whereas shame is you know, and you really don't care, but you're going to make it seem like you care. So I think the first step to getting rid of white guilt is understanding whether or not you have white guilt or white shame. I have many friends who are of European descent that I call good people. They're good people, and they don't see themselves as white people. I feel like if you ever identify as white people, you're putting yourself at risk of being racist. Because to be a white person in America is to take advantage of being a lighter shade for no reason other than the fact that you were born with this skin. It's really all it comes down to. It's a class system. This is not political. This is not my personal opinion. This is the truth. It is a class system that was created to make sure that black people who were poor and white people who were poor didn't get together and make positive change for themselves. And that's all it comes down to. Will you help me do better for my family, just like I'm willing to do better for your family? And so, are you willing to let go of that privilege? That's the real question.
And they're not going to. Let me tell you something. And they're never going to get rid of that privilege.
Give them a chance.
Because, look, see, here's the thing, okay? They're not going to get rid of that privilege. Why? It's been proven. We've been at this for hundreds and hundreds of years. Our grandparents were at this. Our grandparents' grandparents were at this. And to not even completely just flip the switch and be like, you're human, I'm human, our blood is red underneath the skin, you know, to not have done that, they're never going to get away with it. Another reason why they're not going to get away with it, I'm so tired. I am so I do some yoga when I say this. I am so tired of when white people come around and say, I support you. You know, my mom is racist, my dad is racist, my brother is racist, my sister is racist, my auntie, my uncle, the cat, the dog is racist. Everybody's racist but you. But you. And you're coming to me, okay, to then, I guess, purge and let me know that I should feel safe around you. That right there lets me know you know there's a problem. And I can't fix your white privilege. You can. You can speak to your family members. I can't speak to them.
And let's be clear. Racism isn't a black people problem. It's a white people problem. It's a lie that's been told to you by other white people that you believe. We know that we're not better than you. We know that we're awesome people. We know that you're awesome people. But there's a group of people telling you that you're better than them. If me and you have children, they'll come out human just like anybody else. But there's a group of people that's telling you that are white that you're better than us. And there's another group of people that are white who believe that lie. So it's up to you guys to get rid of racism. Us saying we don't want to be killed is common sense, so it's not our problem. It's the white people problem. Y'all need to fix that shit. I can say all day I don't deserve to be shot. Everyone's gonna believe me. It's you as a white person telling another white person they don't deserve to be shot. That's what the magic is. And until you guys do that, what we're saying, which is common sense, will only be just noise in the background.
Pretty much. I mean, let's look at real history. We weren't the ones having a picnic while someone was hanging over us. And we weren't the ones making couches, dentures, and lampshades from white people's skin. And yeah, all of that. And so, you know, it would seem almost like we were with the way that we're treated nowadays. We weren't.
Right. Now, here's another thing. I mean, like, just to show the cognitive dissonance that's going on with this. You can be black and start an empire in Africa where there was a college and most people could come and learn from your college. You go back to that nation and make that nation better. You can even go across the waters and have statues built about how good of a people you are in South America, in Brazil, the Olmec heads and all that stuff. We literally have a history of people called the Vikings.
Yeah.
Who went around murdering people.
Yeah.
Raping people. And to go to heaven was to go to a place where you got to rape your own women for eternity. And they get a TV show. They get all this stuff. Shaka Zulu got one documentary. Let's talk about the fact that Haile Selassie, people don't even know who that is. He was the real emperor of Egypt, the last real emperor. And then the Europeans coming at the world tour, carve up the land, and we're just acting like the only civilized people were the Vikings?
That's disgusting. Trash.
The mental disorder that has to be there for you to believe this truth. I don't know how else to explain it.
Pretty much.
We can talk about the Crips and the Bloods. What does Crips stand for? Community? What is it? I can't remember exactly what it is. Community? Something in progress?
I know that gangs were originally supposed to, they started, and I'm probably going to become a target. But hey.
No.
I know that gangs were originally started to help with the community and stuff like that. As an organizer, as an activist, as a black woman that was out here in the streets, that's all I'm gonna say.
Crips stands for Community Revolution in Progress. Their initial creation was to help turn around their community for the positive. How many TV shows do we have honoring their beginnings? Or even how they operate?
We have Jerry Springer, we have Maury, and First 48.
Okay, so let's talk about the Hells Angels.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I just hit you upside your head with that one up. The Hells Angels, drug dealers, gang members, they got a non-profit and a copyright that the government protects. What else we gotta do to protect ourselves? Well, you got known murderers being protected by the government. Last week, this guy decided he wanted to blow up Tennessee.
Ooh. And none of the major news outlets are really reporting on it. Like, everyone seemed to find out from social media.
Right. It was like an after the fact thing. Like, I got all the details the first day.
But you do know that when they thought it was a black guy originally, the major news outlets were running it for that one day and showed his identity and everything. And then when people would look up his name on Facebook, it would be a white guy's face who has been identified. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that is an example of white privilege. Because when it comes to us, you're so quick with you just know the story. And it's like, oh, they're black, okay, shootout with police. Or they're black, they did this, they did that. And then when the real facts come out, you're quiet rather than redacting or rather than correcting. So
this video of the officers walking past the area where the bomb was supposed to be at, and they're just casually like, oh yeah, there's a bomb over there. Boom, it blows up. Oh, it actually blew up.
They knew.
The cops knew. Now, I wish the same attitude and nonchalant was available for Jamarian Robinson when they came to serve him. Where was their nonchalant attitude when they were coming to serve a warrant for Nicholas Thomas? This man is still breathing. He did a terrorist attack. These people that I'm speaking of were minding their business. You want to talk about white privilege? That is white privilege. You can be a terrorist in this country and be treated with more respect than someone who's not doing anything at all to harm anybody and lose your life as a black person.
Facts, very much so facts. Jamarian Robinson unarmed, Nicholas Thomas unarmed, Jimmy Atchison unarmed, Javis Benjamin unarmed, Jarvis Likes unarmed. So many unarmed, and then you get Dylan Roof, who knowingly killed these people in a church. When did we become so insensitive that that's not like a big deal? In a church, and he gets Burger King. So, as far as white guilt goes, what do you expect me as a black woman to do with that? What do you expect Mr. and Bishop to do with that? We're pretty much in this video telling you that recognize your privilege, okay? Don't be guilty about it. Own that shit. And then see what you do with that privilege. David Bowie, I was actually watching this interview where, and David Bowie, for those who don't know, the younger generation, he's a musician, pretty well known to the older generation. But basically, he put MTV to fire on, why are you not playing these black artists' music videos? And why are you not playing these black artists' songs? Like, I'm inspired by black art. He said that, and that's all on film. He used his privilege to speak up and to say, hey, something's not right here. Yes, I'm a musician. Yes, I love that y'all are paying me, but it's no good if it's not fair, if it's not right, and if it's not for everyone. Another great example of someone using their privilege as far as to benefit us and to help us is, oh God, what's his name? Bernie Sanders. So, Bernie Sanders has been an ally for the black community since he was a teenager. There's literally pictures of him in protest, putting himself in between, because he would even say, I know they're not going to hurt me as much as they would hurt you. And I know they're not going to do other stuff if I'm there. So that's a good way. He didn't interrupt what they were doing. He didn't stop what they were organizing. He didn't try to take it over. He didn't tell them, oh, you need to do it this way. This is your problem. No, he joined them, fell right into line. And as he grew older, he recognized what was real, and that's why now, even at the age that he is, even though the United States could not get together as far as electing him, it's fine. You know, he can say, you know, things the right way. He knows how to speak to everybody in a way where it's understandable, and you know, he's not just benefiting from his privilege, he's really trying to help other people.
And when he was approached with the pain of the Black Lives Matter movement, there were women who came to one of his events and they were speaking about the fact that there was a silence to the pain that was being done. Instead of saying, back in the old days, we handle you guys, put dogs in you like Trump did, he gave them the microphone. And he stepped back and listened. That is what I would recommend you do. Follow his example. He knew he wasn't an expert on the pain that these protesters were feeling. He gave them the voice to speak on his platform to say what needed to be changed. That is what I call true leadership. Bosses take credit while leaders take their hands to do the work. They take an opportunity to serve. And he was a true leader in that moment. You had the opportunity to do the same. So if you were to do the same, I would say try to listen first before you assume you know it. Because most of what we're saying comes from a place of pain. Because to wake up in America and to realize what's going on as any black person, male, female, trans, straight, gay, is to be in a state of rage. You have to make peace with the fact that the place you call home calls you a threat every day, and still have to try and find a place for yourself in it. So Bernie gave a perfect example of what you can do with hearing black people, but also with opportunity. My favorite example is Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was the bee's knees for a lot of white men. She knew this. And instead of just using it for herself, she used it for Ella Fitzgerald. She used it for a powerful black woman. Ella Fitzgerald, we never would have heard the truths that came from such a beautiful soul as hers if it weren't for the opportunities and the steps made. Mahalia Jackson, doors open. You see, there are many people that we call a part of the culture now that are a part of the culture because of white people making the door open for them. And Marilyn Monroe did that for many black women. You don't have to go out screaming Black Lives Matter, but where it matters is where the doors are open for you to say, all right, the only way I'm coming back in here, you need me, is if you make a space for these people.
But I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick, right?
Please do.
Because this actually happened to me. Now you see what I got tatted on my wrist, right?
Yeah.
So you know they had me twisted. And for those who can't see, I have a black fist tatted on my wrist. I was gonna get on my fist, but that's dumb to have a fist on your fist. I got on my wrist. But it means so much to me, right? But we're gonna break that down. So there was this one guy who was white. And he had the fist on, and Black Lives Matter underneath it on his shirt, right? So I'm thinking, hey, easy petition sign, you know, easy. Well, when he came up to me, the words that he was saying didn't really represent what that fist meant. Well, let's break down what the black fist means. Yes, you know, quickly looking at it, it can symbolize black power. But the black fist represents unity. And I think people have forgotten what that means when you hold your fist up like that. So he's wearing this shirt, and I'm telling him about the stories, and I'm telling him, you know, because obviously I work with people who've been killed by police brutality. I work with their families, and I'm telling him that, you know, every signature counts. Thank you so much. We really could use it. And instead of understanding, or instead of wanting to help, Like, I just put it there. All you have to do is sign the petition. We don't gotta march. Sign the petition. He instead wants to then debate. And it's like, well, what's the point of debating police brutality when you have a unity fist with Black Lives Matter? And I'm telling you about these unarmed Black men and women who were killed by police. What was the point of that? What was the point of that? So I can kind of play devil's advocate in that way, because it's like, yeah, you have your allies who know what that fist mean and really want to help. And then you have some of them that just wear it or just try to act like they're down for the movement because it looks cool. But in their heart, it's not there.
Right. You get a point. You can't wear a shirt. You gotta be willing to take the negative along with the positive. That shirt is a positive. It sounds and looks like you're a do-gooder.
Looks like it. I just knew I had that signature.
Right. That support was supposed to be in the bag, but then you find somebody who's wearing the uniform with an ally but acting isn't in it. And so, what's the purpose of that? Why even put yourself in that position as a person with privilege? You're attacking someone who's already down. Why does that make you feel superior? And then wearing their colors if you're on their side. You're a special kind of stupid.
You know I went at him. I was like, you got it on your shirt. I got it on my wrist. It's Britt over here. So with that being said, I know today's episode was a little bit shorter than the other ones, but we just wanted to quickly dabble on white guilt. But leave a comment and let us know some of your stories on what you've experienced as far as white guilt goes. And also, if you are experiencing white guilt as a white person,
please,
as Bryson Tiller said, don't. Okay? Please, just do the work. I don't need to hear your story. My story's on my skin. Okay? I don't need to hear how you feel. Let me see your action, because you just saying it is not going to stop these cops who are shooting people in their backs and then saying they're afraid. You just saying it to me is not going to stop those racist conversations you hear in Thanksgiving. If you're hearing that your mom and dad, it's going to take you. And if you're afraid, I understand. It's hard to speak up to family sometimes. But when it comes to racism and discrimination, we just gotta nip it in the bud. And the only person that can do that is you.
Real talk. And one of my heroes, like everybody talks about Malcolm X. He says the ballot of the bullet. And the person who chose the bullet was a white man. John Brown and his children died with black people. And he said it. Quote him on this government, this country is in debt to us. Until that debt is paid, God will have vengeance on our behalf.
And so how can we help as far as that debt goes? We were just talking about it before we were filming. There's police brutality cases. In order for us who are living to get fairness, justice, equality, and be able to breathe, actually, we need to make sure that our kings and queens who unfortunately have been sacrificed in this fight and murdered in this fight and assassinated in this fight, we need to make sure that they get justice. Because in order for us to get justice, we have to right the wrongs from the past. And that starts with accountability. Not just for those who are privileged, but for everyone who's been a part. And even those who are, black like us, who haven't been active. It takes accountability. And then after accountability, what are you going to do after that? This world is so much bigger than just you. It's about all of us. And whether or not you like to believe it, you have a purpose. So, and the purpose is usually for humanity. So,
right.
Get it right, get your karma right, do the right thing, and get involved in your community. now. Sign the petition that's in the description box. Give us a follow on all social media platforms. Even give Mr. Ambitious a follow, and I even have my little follow on there as the editor. But get involved in this fight because you're definitely needed, and whether or not you like to believe it, civil rights movement never died. That being said, you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week. Justice